D2 Word Life here with Rip Meme Lord Tights. Even though the meme legend Lord name should go to me. And what do you mean by no? You're the one who picked this event for us to watch.
Yes, but I found it funny, so.
Yeah, so funny. Actually, I don't know what the hell is so funny about it, or what's so funny, but today we are reviewing SummerSlam 2015. That took place on August 23rd, 2015 in Brooklyn, New York. At the Barclays Center with an attendance of 15,702. And the commentators for this event was Jerry Lawler, JBL, and your boy Michael Cole. I know you were upset that you didn't see him wearing an orange suit.
No, that was you yet again. How many times do I have to say it's your boy?
Man, we go through this every review that Michael Cole is a commentator. Damn, the joke never gets old, I swear.
Nope.
And of course, the ring announcers were Lillian Garcia and Eden Staples, or Brandy Rose to be more specific. I really butchered the hell out of her announcer ring name for this, but I don't care. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, the show starts off with the host of SummerSlam 2015 coming out. And who was the host of this show, bruh?
Jon Stewart.
Yeah. And what was Jon Stewart's first order of business at this show?
He wanted to interview Brock Lesnar.
For some reason, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then who did he bring out to help him interview Brock Lesnar?
Mick Foley.
Yeah, and Mick Foley was like, wait, what? No. When I agreed to do this, I thought you said Rock, not Brock. Right?
Yes.
And Jon Stewart was like, well, what? You're the hardcore legend. You're not afraid of anybody. You freaking goddamn fought Undertaker in that Hell in a Cell match. He goes, and this was 2015. He goes, John, that was 17 years ago. Brock Lesnar scares me.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, no shit. Well, Brock Lesnar would intimidate you too, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So Foley backed out, and that's pretty much the end of that segment right there. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we get to the opening video package, hyping up the event afterwards. And then we go to this official start of the show, which the opening contest was Sheamus taking on Randy Orton in a standard singles match.
Yes, respect the Hawk.
And of course, both men make their entrances, but before they officially really locked up, Sheamus freaking got outside the ring and was like, you respect the freaking Hawk. I do not look stupid. All of you look stupid, basically.
Yes.
And what was his reward for that? Orton taking advantage. See, that's what happens when you try to cut a promo in the middle of a match. Sometimes you get your ass beaten. Right?
Yeah.
And yeah, your opinion on Sheamus's mohawk look with the whole like braided friggin' mustache at this time period that he had, even though he was Money in the Bank, and he was Mr. Money in the Bank. But yeah, I wasn't really too fond of this look, but you know that doesn't necessarily mean that he was that doesn't hamper his in-ring ability, right? I mean, yeah, it took some getting used to until he reverted back to his original look over time, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just like when Kurt Angle was first shaved bald, it took some time to get used to, but now we only recognize him as a bald person. Now looking back at his old work with hair like that, looks weird. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, and at one point, I think Sheamus was going for a broad kick or running towards Orton, and Orton reversed Sheamus's momentum into an RKO for a 2 count.
Yeah.
Which that was a very close near fall, if you ask me, and during that spot. But in the end, Orton had control over Sheamus, was going for another RKO, but Sheamus countered it and executed a broad kick, which stunned Orton up in the corner, and then Sheamus nailed another broad kick on Orton and got the 3 count. Any other highlights of this match? Because it was kind of back and forth for the most part in between.
Randy Orton did a draping DDT from the top rope.
Okay, yeah, I remember that looked impressive, right? And it looked like Orton had this thing won, but nah, Sheamus battled back in the end, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, your thoughts on this opening contest as a whole?
That's good.
Of course, I did find it funny at the beginning when Sheamus got on the microphone and said, "I do not look stupid. All of you look stupid," and then he gets beaten up. I'm just like, that's what you get for running your mouth. Am I right?
Yeah.
Either way, I thought it was okay. Not the best friggin' Orton or Sheamus match I've seen, but it was serviceable. It was hard hitting for what it was. It was mostly back and forth, from what I remember. So it's not like it was a one-sided affair throughout the whole match, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then we go to the tag team title fatal 4-way. And it was the primetime players, the champions, defending against the Lucha Dragons, Los Matadores, and your boys, the New Day.
No, but your boys, the New Day, because you love their morning sombreros.
Hey, that shit was fucking hilarious. From last year, okay? Right?
Yeah, you freaking messaged me.
What the hell is that? And you were just sitting there buzzing up laughing, right?
Yes.
I don't care. Back when the New Day actually worked for WWE, I don't care if they were freaking faces or heels. They were going to do something that was meme-worthy. At some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this 4-way match is exactly what you expected. A big-ass car crash near the end, including a Tower of Doom spot near the end of the matchup. Neither team had the advantage, but I just liked how at the start of this matchup, the New Day tried to do the Outlaw Rule. When they were both tagged into the same, when both members, which was Kingston and Big E, were tagged into the same time. With Big E trying to pin Kofi Kingston to win and lose the match at the same time, but God, obviously that was broken up at a 1 count.
Yep.
And the reason that's why it's called the Outlaw Rule is because Billy Gunn and Road Dogg did that same exact thing, and even though they lost, they still won the match.
Yep.
That's why it's called the old Outlaw Rule, which never works anymore, obviously.
Basically, they didn't do it. Billy Gunn and Road Dogg didn't tag each other. They Billy Gunn got a blind tag in there and just laid down for him.
Yeah, and even though the Outlaws lost the match, they also won the match, so there was no title switch at that point.
Yes.
And that's why it's called the old Outlaw Rule. Nowadays, I think there's a rule in those matches saying you cannot pin your own partner. Not that was ever done successfully since. You know what I mean? So yeah, I thought that was kind of funny as hell to see. A little callback to the Outlaw spot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the end, we seen in the end of this freaking 4-way freaking car crash, which had a lot of highlights too. Too many for me to even remember. Unless some stuck out to you before the Tower of Doom spot that they did at the end. When Kingston got the
they were
blind
doing
tag
that
in.
freaking unicorn stomp bullshit.
Oh yeah, back and forth the old double team maneuver from New Day.
Yes.
Yeah, and I bet you were really excited to see that.
No. Fucking Big E was looked like to be made a fool by fucking Kalisto.
Yep. Yeah, and then near the end of the match, we seen a Tower of Doom spot. During that whole setup for it, though, freaking Kofi Kingston blind tagged his way in, right?
Yeah.
And after the Tower of Doom spot was pulled off, freaking O'Neal executed the Clash of Titus on Fernando, but Big E freaking threw O'Neal out of the ring, allowing Kingston to pick up the win and win the titles for the New Day.
Yep.
And doing some research on this was night one of the New Day's freaking over 400-day reign that lasted from 2015 to 2016.
Yeah.
But yeah, but either way, your thoughts on this 4-way match? Were there any other spots besides the whole New Day freaking double team that stood out to you during this car crash of a match?
Torito hit Xavier Woods and freaking Big E freaking did a backsplash on Darren Young. Yeah, the announcer mispronounced Darren Young as Darion.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
He's like, oh, it's Titus O'Neil and Darion.
You're like, who the hell is that? Right.
Exactly.
Wasn't this the point where we're seeing Jon Stewart in the back trying to freaking interview Brock Lesnar only for Paul Heyman to come out? Because they just wouldn't let that skit go, would they?
Nope.
But yeah, needless to say, Brock did not come out to get interviewed by the freaking Daily Show host at this point. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, and Paul Heyman just went on about how Brock's going to beat Taker in the main event of this show and pretty much get rid of Taker for good, right?
Yeah.
Basically, that's what it was. And Paul Heyman's promo way, he's pretty much said that, right?
Yeah.
And then we go to the next match of the night, which was Dolph Ziggler taking on Rusev. Of course, Dolph Ziggler had Lana in his corner. Rusev had Summer Rae in his corner. Remember that god-awful storyline?
Oh, God.
That was ended rather abruptly after Rusev and Lana posted a real-life engagement photo a couple months after this. Jesus Christ. I heard the officials were pissed off about that one.
Right? Yeah. Then they broke up Ziggler and Lana and had Lana go with freaking Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, and that was also a crap story.
Which had Bobby Lashley versus Rusev.
Yeah, a few years later, but that was freaking... But even that storyline was shit, too. Right?
Yes.
Yes, and we recently talked about that story, I believe, in one of our Mania reviews. I'm not totally sure, but I remember watching something like that had something to do with that storyline. Right? But yeah, Dolph Ziggler and Rusev, man. This match was okay. It was back and forth for what it was. At one point, Rusev applied the accolade on Ziggler, who freaking, Rusev then got distracted when Lana and Summer Rae were attacking each other on the outside. Right?
Yeah.
And then Ziggler went out to the outside, nailed a super kick on Rusev, knocking him out. knocking him out onto the broadcast announcer's table, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, Ziggler couldn't get into the ring quick enough, and the match was rolled a double count out. That was a dud finish.
Well, after Lana and Summer Rae were having a cat fight.
Yeah, your thoughts on this one, despite the disappointing finish?
It was okay for what it was.
They could have had a freaking actual winner, even if it was Ziggler winning by countout if he got in the ring quick enough. Right?
No, if I remember, they had one more match.
If you ask me, this should have just been a mixed tag with Rusev and Summer Rae against friggin' Lana and Ziggler, because that's pretty much what it officially turned down to. Right?
Yeah, they officially had one more match before it was known about Lana and Rusev's engagement. They had, I think it was a Survivor Series. They had that mixed tag team match.
Which, well, either way, regardless where the mixed tag happened, the storyline was pretty much dead at that point.
Yes.
Especially when the engagement was actually known, right? So I'm like, wow, what a way to fuck up a story. Not that anyone was really interested in it anyway. Am I right?
Yep.
I mean, hell, there was only one person that was interested in this whole Ziggler-Rusev love affair triangle storyline, and that was you.
No.
Because for some reason, you were always a fan of crap storylines.
Oh, that's you.
Hell no. But yeah, I totally forgot about this match when you picked it. Mostly because I'm just like, yeah, screw that story. Right? So yeah, the double count out really didn't do it any favors. The ending was kind of BS. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, they could have had Ziggler get in the ring and Rusev lose by count out. At least Rusev looked strong in defeat, knowing he wasn't pinned. And the feud could have continued that way. Not that anybody wanted the feud to continue, but you know what I mean. That's just my take on it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, what's the point? But now here we go. What's the point of this? Next match was a tag team match. It was Stardust, who's now known as Cody Rhodes, the face of WWE, teaming up with King Barrett, who's now a commentator.
Yes.
In current times, taking on Neville, who is Pac in AEW now, and Stephen Amell. I have no idea who that is.
The Green Arrow!
So you're saying it was basically Stephen Amell's an actor. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
So basically it was the celebrity match of the show.
Yes.
So it was a Green Arrow versus the Red Arrow. Okay. And the Red Arrow taking on freaking Stardust and Barrett. Okay.
Yes, there's Red Arrow, Green Arrow versus Stardust and King Barrett.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it all started because Stardust told Stephen Amell, "Be my hero."
And of course, the match started off with Barrett and Neville going at it, right?
And then Neville's name is actually Pac.
Pac, you know what I mean. I'm just going by his WWE name at this point.
They just changed his name like they do everyone.
Yeah, I'm just going by his WWE name because that's what he was known as the time working for that company during the show.
Yeah.
And yes, I prefer to call him Pac as well, but either way, we know who it is. You know who I'm talking about when I say Neville. Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as Stardust got tagged in, he was like, no, I want that guy talking about Stephen Amell here.
Yeah.
And yeah, Stephen Amell did look good in his freaking outing with freaking Stardust for this little bit of portion of the match, which, because Stardust or Cody Rhodes is a professional, of course he made the celebrity look good without roughing him up too much. right?
Yeah, well, I also like the fact that freaking Stardust pushed Stephen Amell, and he's just freaking like, haha, freaking Stephen Amell just kicks up and just freaking basically punt kicks him in the chest. Or Spartan kicks him in the chest and he fucking goes down. He's like, huh?
Yeah, near the end of the match, though. Near the end of this match, though, freaking Neville and Barrett were the legal men going at it. Freaking Amell took Stardust out of the equation. And Neville was able to execute the red arrow onto freaking Wade Barrett or King Barrett, whatever you want to call him, to get the 3 count. Your thoughts on this one?
It was good. Stephen Amell had his freaking debut there. Still better than another certain person that's in the wrestling right now.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. I know Stephen Amell is better than Austin Theory.
Well, but another certain person.
Is a certain person you're making reference to, is he freaking associated with Prime?
Yes.
Let's face it, anybody's better than freaking Logan Paul. Except for Canyon.
No, even Canyon.
And yeah, that's a dig at Canyon's old freaking catchphrase saying who's better than Canyon. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I know, speaking of that controversial figure, I know you're really happy that he's no longer injured and that his boys are the tag champions again.
No.
As of last week. I mean, hell, you were celebrating you had the Prime on ice.
No.
As a matter of fact, you told me last week that someday you hope that controversial figure becomes world champion.
Nope.
Oh, God. Imagine the day that actually happens. Jesus Christ. It'd be a cold day in hell, wouldn't it? All hell would freeze over. I'd be like, really? Why? You know what I mean?
Yep.
But anyway, I thought the match was okay. It wasn't the best match, but... And I say it's only better than the Ziggler and Russo match only because this one had a definitive pinfall ending. And it wasn't, offensive. It just felt like it was there to be there. And they're like, the red arrow and the green arrow won this match. I'm like, okay. Okay, this is getting a little bit cheesy now at this point. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we see the Intercontinental Championship being defended. It was your boy Ryback, which... this was his last final SummerSlam appearance. Defending the Intercontinental title.
No, he had one more.
Hey, he was defending the Intercontinental Championship against freaking Big Show and The Miz. And we all know The Miz is your boy. Really, he is.
No. He had one more SummerSlam because he was facing the Authority.
Yeah.
Which was Eric Rowan, Cena, Ryback, and Ziggler.
But anyway, yeah, that was that. Yeah, that I believe. Yeah, but anyway. Freaking this match. Oh boy, this match actually had its freaking moments. Some moments that stood out to me during this matchup, despite The Miz being the odd one out when it was mostly Big Show and Ryback going at each other, right?
Yeah.
Can we give credit to Big Show for this match? On this match when he went up to the top rope and somewhat hit a Swanton bomb on the friggin' Ryback there that looked devastating?
Yes.
I thought that was actually impressive. Now, don't get me wrong.
That's the first time in a long time the Big Show ever went off the top rope.
Yeah, because I get it. The Big Show or Paul White was delivering, top rope drop kicks during his WCW days, but he never really went to the top rope all that often during his WWE run. They were rare.
Yes.
So that's why it was impressive for me to see that there.
Well, also, he was over 500 pounds.
Yeah. Imagine someone over 500 pounds jumping or rolling off the top rope right onto you.
Yes.
That's a scary sight to receive, right?
Yes.
So props to Big Show for that athleticism in this match. Yeah, and then freaking at one point, Ryback and the Big Show were down, and freaking Miz kept trying to pin both of them, only to get 2 counts. All right?
Yeah.
When they knocked each other out, but in the end, Big Show freaking executed the knockout punch on the Miz, but Ryback freaking knocked Big Show out of the ring with a clothesline over the top rope, thus allowing Ryback to pin the Miz and retain the championship. Your thoughts on that? Your thoughts on this match, yeah.
It was a good match.
Big Show surprised everyone by pulling off a Jeff Hardy-inspired top rope move, yes. Jesus Christ, I forgot Big Show did that in this match, right?
Yeah.
Probably in his own way trying to steal the show, which, it's been a long time. Yeah, it was a long time up to this point since we've seen Big Show do shit off the top rope.
Well, Big Show had also hit 2 WMDs because he hit Ryback with 1, and then he hit The Miz with 1.
Yeah. But either way,
Ryback just friggin'
took advantage.
Because he hit Ryback with the first one when he was going for the shell shock on The Miz to end the match.
Yep.
And he got knocked out and thrown out, and then he got back and because he did his thing, he's like stupid. It was hitting his head.
Yep.
When The Miz was trying to freaking get an advantage and shit, and then Big Show knocked him out. He went underneath the ring. And then it was Big Show and The Miz fighting, and then Big Show knocked The Miz out with a WMD punch, and freaking Ryback came in, did a freaking clothesline, knocked the Big Show out of the ring, and then fell backwards for the pin.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought it was good for what it was. Not the best triple threat match. I mean, not the best triple threat match I've ever seen, but Big Show doing that freaking Swanton bomb off the top rope to Ryback. That was impressive. I didn't expect to see that. Right?
Yeah.
Because I initially thought, watching this match back, okay, Big Show's going to the top rope. Someone's going to interfere or stop him, and then he's just going to get climbed down. No, that's not what happened. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn. Right? So yeah, I thought it was okay. Now we have the next match to talk about, which was, a little bit difficult to see knowing what we know in current times, but it was Roman Reigns, the big dog, your favorite version of Roman Reigns, by the way, teaming up with a lunatic fringe Dean Ambrose to take on the Wyatt family, which this team consisted of Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper. Both are no longer with us now.
Yeah, returning Luke Harper.
Yeah. So yeah, from what I remember from it, Wyatt family was in control. Both teams made their entrances. The Wyatt family were in control for most of it, specifically wearing down Dean Ambrose, including Dean Ambrose is now known as John Moxley. Everyone knows that, right?
Yeah.
Including ripping freaking Ambrose's freaking tank top off, exposed, and doing some more damage there onto his exposed back and body, right?
Yeah.
But, Ambrose freaking fought back against the Wyatt family here, made the hot tag to Roman Reigns. Of course, Bray Wyatt came in near the end and took Roman Reigns down, attempted the Sister Abigail on Ambrose, but Ambrose countered into the dirty deeds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Reigns came in And, well, it's pretty much academic from here. Reigns nailed the spear on Wyatt to win the match for himself and Ambrose. Your thoughts on this?
It was good.
And it was okay for a regular tag match. I mean, there was some good spots I didn't talk about, but those were the main ones I remember from the matchup here. It's not the best Shield versus Wyatt family match out there. If you want to see a good one, watch Elimination Chamber 2014. When it was the two teams of three facing off against each other, that was better, right?
Yeah.
Which we still have yet to review Elimination Chamber 2014. Maybe at some point we'll do that, right?
Yep.
Anyway, I thought it was okay for what it was. Not the best outing between the two teams, obviously, but it was serviceable for what it was. With the power of hindsight, do I believe the right team won? No, I think the Wyatt family should have at least won one of their encounters. Or should have won this encounter, which you could have had Ambrose and Reigns win a rematch down the road, because even if Ambrose and Reigns took a loss here, it wouldn't have affected them going forward. You know what I'm saying? At the time.
Also, don't forget they had another match which had all three of the Wyatt family, because Eric Rowan went back to Bray Wyatt, and also they also introduced Braun Strowman.
Wait a minute. I know this event took place a month prior before Night of Champions 2015, obviously, which we reviewed. Wasn't the next encounter friggin' all three members of the Wyatt family against Reigns, Ambrose, and a mystery partner?
Yes.
Which, before that match started, you had a cosplaying fan jump in the ring, and Wyatt was taking the piss out of it, saying, "Is that your partner?"
Yes.
Just freaking laughing, breaking character. Right?
Yes.
Only for it to be revealed to be Jericho.
Yes.
I still remember that shit was fucking hilarious. Right?
Yeah, it was a fan that was dressed up as Seth freaking Rollins.
I don't care who you are. That shit was freaking hilarious. Another meme-worthy moment. Am I right?
No.
And credit to the late great Bray Wyatt back then. A month later when that incident happened, Jesus Christ, he was laughing his ass off, breaking character. I'm just like, yeah, he would react like we all did to that.
Yes.
And I bet when you see Night of Champions 2015 live for the first time when that happened, I bet even you were like, what the fuck? Right?
Yes.
Who the fuck is that? Oh, it was a fan. Okay, his name's supposed to be that. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, that guy obviously got arrested back then for that, but he got his 15 minutes of fame, and now it's a meme. Now it's a fucking meme. All right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought the match was okay for what it was. Oh boy, here we go. The next match on the card, which I'll probably let you talk about, it was the winner take all for the United States and WWE World Championships, which, let's just face it, it was just one title for the WWE World Title Championship, so I'm just going to call it the WWE Championship. But either way, it was for both belts. It was WWE Champion Seth Rollins taking on the United States Champion John Cena.
Yes.
And yeah, I'll let you talk about it, because we all know how much you love that ending.
Fuck off.
But yeah, what did we see in this match after both champions made their entrances after they showed the little video package hyping the match up?
Your boy lost. End of story.
I know your boy lost.
Your boy lost. End of story. Next match.
Yeah, that's not what happened, you asshole. Talk about the match. Talk about the highlights and the ending of the match straight, you dick. We're not gonna freaking just say your boy lost and move on. That's not how this works.
Your boy lost. End of story. Cena won.
No. If we were going to do that, I could have said that to you during the main event of the last freaking review we did, which was the SummerSlam the year prior. Next. But no, talk about this title unification match and some highlights in the fucking ending for real.
This was bullshit, and I still find it fucking bullshit.
Okay, but what were some of the highlights before that?
Cena and Rollins it was back and forth between them. Cena hit a couple FUs on him, and
and then freaking Rollins fought back. Of course, the referee went down near the end of the match.
Yes, the referee. Every time you wear the referee outfit, they have paper skin and glass bones.
In other words, if they just get nicked on the shoulder, they're out for like 20 minutes.
Yes.
I mean, hell, what is the whole role of what is the whole trading purpose to train to be a WWE official or referee? Play dead. That's pretty much what it is. Let's face it. Right?
Yes, we saw evidence of that in a freaking show in town that we went and saw.
Exactly. But anyway.
Then freaking when Cena was going to hit him with the final FU, who comes out, buddy?
Actually, let's put it like this. First we see freaking we've seen Cena apply the figure 4 leg lock on Rollins, but Rollins countered it. But Cena went for the attitude adjustment, referee went down. Had a visual pinfall on Rollins. Rollins was down for at least a good 20 count. I'll admit that.
Yes.
But since there was no referee, obviously it does not count. Right?
Yes.
And that's not the only controversy at the end of during this show. I'll tell you that right now. Who did we see come
who
out?
else comes out, buddy?
Your boy Jon Stewart came out.
No, but your boy Jon Stewart comes out.
And the fact that Jon Stewart spells his first name the same way you do makes him your boy.
No, that's always how I spelt my name.
But anyway,
my name is spelled the old way, not the new way.
But anyway, Jon Stewart came out with a steel chair.
Freaking hit Cena in the gut with it, and then hit him in the back of the with the damn chair. Laid the freaking chair out. Had Cena was getting up, and had Rollins curb stomp him on the chair.
Actually, Rollins freaking used the
pedigreed him on the chair.
And what happened? Rollins picked up a cheap win over Cena.
Oh, also, I find this funny because the next night on Raw, Jon Stewart got his ass beat
by Cena.
Not just by Cena, by Ric Flair.
Yeah, because
Ric Flair came out the next night on Raw, calling out Jon Stewart, saying, "Oh, he would have been fine with Cena tying him for the record or beating him for the record."
Which, ironically, that actually happened as of last year, but still, right?
Ric Flair didn't give a fuck. He thought Cena would actually do it.
But yeah, Rollins, with this win here over Cena, tainted win over Cena, I gotta call a spade, because Rollins was the heel at this point. Working for the Authority. Rollins unified both the WWE and US titles here. And what happened with him? And what happened with him the next night? Oh, the Authority had a statue made in his honor, only for that statue to be replaced by a returning Sting.
Yes.
Which obviously set up Rollins versus Cena in a rematch for the US title, immediately followed by Rollins defending the WWE title against Sting at Night of Champions the following month. Which we already talked about and reviewed, so yeah.
Which I still think that Sting would have won if his neck didn't get broken.
But yeah, your thoughts on this match with the controversial ending included, because we got to be fair from bell to bell.
I did not like the match.
I mean, I thought the match was decent up until the interference at the end, because it could have gone either way. And let's be honest, the referee wasn't knocked out. There's no doubt in my mind Cena would have won this thing. He had freaking Rollins dead to rights.
Cena would have won. It would have been a 16-time champion. But because of Jon Stewart saying, "Oh, I didn't want him tying with my favorite wrestler, you Flair," it was tainted.
So basically, you could say John screwed John.
Yes.
I wasn't really a big fan of the ending. Now, if it was a proper member of the Authority coming out, like, I don't know, like Kane or Triple H or somebody that's associated with Rollins regularly, that would have made more sense. But the celebrity host screwing over Cena made no sense to me at all. It didn't make sense to me back then, and it still doesn't make sense to me now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, it just kind of felt weird that a celebrity would turn heel just for a night. Just to get his comeuppance the next night, and that's it. Now, if it was a member of the Authority doing it, that would have been better, because at least they would have been long-term storytelling there. Obviously.
Yeah, but I still found it funny is that he got his ass beat, so.
Yep. So yeah, the ending I wasn't a big fan of. Despite me being a Rollins fan nowadays, I didn't find the ending entertaining at all. I respect the angle they were trying to do. It just could have been better. You know, with an actual associate of Rollins screwing over Cena. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That would have made more sense, but no, that's not what happened. Right?
Yep.
So, now that being said, we can finally go on to the next match, like you were trying to do within the first 5 seconds, talk about the last one. just try to be funny, aren't you? Right?
Yes.
And it was a 3-team elimination match. It was freaking Team Bad with
Team PCB versus Team Bad versus Team Bella, which was Alicia Fox, Brie and Nikki, Paige, Charlotte, and Becky.
Becky, and of course Sasha Banks, Naomi, and Tamina.
Which was actually supposed to be Team BCB, which would have been Banks, Charlotte, and Becky, but Sasha teamed up and turned heel with Naomi and Tamina and became Team Bad, which was beautiful and dangerous.
You mean Team PCB? Team Bad was, or Team Bad?
No,
yeah.
I said.
Oh yeah, Team Bad. Okay.
Sasha Banks teamed up with Naomi and Tamina to become Team Bad, which was beautiful and dangerous.
Now this came about
with Charlotte and Becky because Becky respected her, and they were supposedly started the Diva Revolution.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, what, a couple months prior that Stephanie McMahon announced the new Divas Revolution coming out, which helped with women's wrestling, which we have that evolved to what we got today.
Yeah, which brought up Sasha Banks,
Becky Lynch,
and Charlotte
Flair, yep. And I believe this was Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair's, and Becky Lynch's first main roster pay-per-view as well.
Yes, it was their first main roster. The reason why Bayley wasn't there when she was supposed to make it is because she had beaten. She was having a match against.
She had a match against Sasha the night prior at NXT.
NXT title, which she won, so she decided to stay in NXT for a few years.
Yeah, I mean, Bayley would eventually make her debut, I believe, her main roster debut, I believe, in late 2016, the following year, or 2017. I just know at this point, Bayley just won the NXT Women's title, which she would drop to Asuka the following year before WrestleMania.
Yes, and then it was late 2016, early 2017 is when she made her roster debut on the main roster.
Yeah, and it was
because she was teaming with Asuka and Shayna Baszler
at the time. Yep, in NXT. But yeah, anyway, this match was okay for what it was. Freaking Team Bad were the first ones eliminated after Tamina was pinned. After Tamina got pinned by Brie Bella, right?
Yeah.
And then it was just freaking PCB and the Bella twins going at each other for the last part of this matchup. Back and forth, but freaking Lynch pinned freaking Brie after a pump handle Uranagi to win the match for Team PCB here. Which I think she would modify into the manhandle slam. Couple years later down the road.
Yes.
That we see today from Becky Lynch. Yeah, your thoughts on this one, knowing it was the first major pay-per-view outing for Charlotte, Lynch, and Banks here.
It's good.
Yeah, it was good for what it was. Would they have better matches as the years go on? Hell yeah, they would. Right?
Yeah, because we would see all three of them face each other in triple threats for the women's title. Becky, Charlotte, and Banks for the women's for the Divas title. Then again for the women's title. Then we would see Becky versus Banks, Becky versus Charlotte, Becky versus Paige.
Yep, and then Banks versus Bayley. Their Hell in a Cell match was a classic, right?
Yes.
And also, this was 2015. This was the first time on a main roster review you've seen Charlotte and Becky Lynch on the card, coming up from NXT. I bet at the time no one had any clue that those two would actually be two of the three women being involved in the first WrestleMania main event years later.
Yeah, because technically it was the four horsewomen that were supposed to be there, which was Bayley, Becky, Charlotte, and Banks.
Yeah. Yeah, but either way, all four of them made a legacy in WWE and, well, in Banks' case, also AEW.
Yes.
Respectively, so there you go. Right? But this was pretty much their starting point. Right?
Yep.
Anyway, next up in the semi-main spot, we had freaking Cesaro taking on Kevin Owens. It was the Swiss Superman against the prize fighter here. Right?
Yes.
And Owens was kind of banged up after losing a ladder match the night prior on NXT TakeOver Brooklyn to freaking Finn Balor, who would literally make his main roster debut a year later as well. Right?
Yeah.
Damn. And these two had a good back and forth fight. Neither man had the advantage for very long.
It was Sami Zayn and Finn Balor that were in that ladder match.
Yep.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And also, you remember the Cesaro section.
Yes. Yeah.
Congratulations, you're old.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? I'll test out how old you are. Remember when The Undertaker used to come out on a motorcycle wearing that damn bandana and that short haircut known as the Badass or Big Evil?
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, you're old. But then again, so am I. All right? And if you really want to go far in testing our age, how old we are, remember when Toy Soldiers was released?
Fuck off.
Hell, you said you saw that in theaters. That's how old you are.
Yes.
But anyway, Owens and Cesaro, they didn't hold back. It was back and forth from the dang start. Neither man had the advantage for very long. I think we've seen the Cesaro swing on Owens as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and there was a couple times, I think there was like a couple times Owens went for the pop-up powerbomb, but Cesaro would reverse it, but he couldn't reverse the last one because Owens was able to hit the pop-up powerbomb on Cesaro to win the match. Any other highlights in this match that stood out?
Cesaro would reverse it, the pop-up powerbomb into European uppercut.
Yep. Yeah, any other highlights that stick out besides like the ending to this match? To you?
It was pretty much back and forth.
So yeah, both men look strong going back and forth in this, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and this was Owens' like second major feud he had after feuding with John Cena after his debut.
Yeah.
So yeah, Owens got the win. I thought it was okay for what it was. It wasn't the best freaking Owens match, but you know, it was something, right? It was alright for what it was, I thought, right? So now we go on to the meme event of the evening. I mean, main event of the evening. You know, the one that everyone wants us to talk about here. And it was the WrestleMania 40 rematch between Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker. Oh yeah, and the hype going into this one, Jesus. Brock Lesnar was dominating Seth Rollins at Battleground, I believe, the month prior. Then Taker would return, costing Lesnar the match, or the title. And these two just been going back and forth at each other in the weeks leading up to this. Right? As we know, right? Yeah, and at one point, I think it was the Raw prior to this, freaking Lesnar and Taker both went at each other to where everyone in the locker room had to hold them back, and Lesnar yelled out, "I'm gonna kill you," Taker yelled back, "You're gonna have to," right?
Because Taker and them were going at it, and everyone was trying to hold Taker back and Brock back, but then Lesnar's like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you," and he's like, "You're gonna have to," and then they just kept going on from there.
Yep. Yeah, and
yeah, this wasn't just any Taker. This was freaking old gunslinger Taker, the guy that had no fear.
The guy that everyone feared back in the late 90s.
Yes. Right?
The guy that didn't mess around at all, period. That will fuck you up just because he could. Right?
Yep.
And we grew up watching Taker. We know how he was, right?
Yep.
But yeah, after the entrances, Brock Lesnar came out. Then The Undertaker made his long entrance, but when he got to the ring, before he could take his signature jacket and hat off, Brock Lesnar was on the attack real quick. Right? Because symbolizing Brock wasn't messing around either, trying to get an early advantage. Right?
Yep.
But what did Undertaker do? He fought back and actually nailed a chokeslam on Lesnar in the early going, sending Lesnar going out to the outside of the ring, being like, "Whoa," looking all stunned, right?
Yep.
And that's when Taker took his jacket off. He goes, "Come on, let's get down to business, boy," right?
Yeah.
Of course, Lesnar got back in the ring and they went back out again, which Lesnar got the advantage here. Of course, Taker.
Oh yeah, after freaking bum rushing him into the corner and hitting his rib.
Yeah. And I think Lesnar attempted an F5 here, which Taker reversed into another chokeslam, right? Or a chokeslam attempt. Before Lesnar countered it.
No, he hit the F5 and only got a 1 count.
Yeah, and at one point Taker went for a chokeslam, only for Lesnar to reverse into 3 German suplexes. Right?
Yes, and all you kept hearing was fucking Brock Lesnar say, "Suplex City, bitch! Suplex City, bitch! Suplex City, bitch!"
Eventually, this fight made its way onto the outside, where where freaking, I believe, Taker looked to chokeslam Lesnar through the table, only for Lesnar to freaking F5 Taker through the table instead.
Yes, on his ribs.
Yep, on his ribs, right?
Yes. Well, Taker also, when Taker was in the ring, he was taking advantage of Brock. He also freaking did his patented leg drop on the outside of the damn ring.
Yep. Yeah, and at one point in the ring, and here's the part, I know I'm probably skipping ahead, but here's the point where the meme happens. Taker
Oh, no, you listen, because this is after Taker choke slammed Brock. They were both down.
No, I thought freaking I thought it was a freaking tombstone that freaking Taker hit on Brock for a 2 count.
Yeah.
And they were both down. Brock Lesnar set up like the Undertaker did, followed by Taker sitting up. Brock was just laughing, and for some reason Taker decided to laugh back.
No, Brock sat up and was laughing first, and then Taker gets up and looks at us like, what the hell? Okay.
Starts laughing back for no reason. And even
Taker just laughed back for no reason and punched him in the face.
Yes, and even Taker himself discussed that moment on his podcast. He even said, yeah, that funny moment was improv. Because he was like...
No, they both broke character at that point.
Yeah, I guess Taker set up just looking and goes, what the hell you laughing at? Might as well join you.
Right? Exactly. And then freaking, then he hit on the Hell's Gate submission.
Which Brock reversed into a Kimura lock.
Which Brock was inches away from tapping, as you could see.
Yeah, but Brock was eventually able to get out of it. Locked the Kimura lock on Taker for, like, I believe the 2nd or 3rd time in this match. We didn't mention the previous attempts. And when Undertaker locked in that hold, the referee was checking the shoulders on the other side, so he didn't see the Undertaker tapping out. But apparently the timekeeper did, and the timekeeper rang the bell despite the referee, Charles Robinson, not telling him to. Right?
Yeah, because Taker had readjusted himself and went for the pin because he pressed his shoulders down.
Yeah.
And when Lesnar kicked out of that, he freaking applied the pressure, which also had Taker reposition his arm, which made him get hurt a little bit to tap out. But the timekeeper freaking saw, which the timekeeper has no right to ring the bell unless
the official says to ring the bell.
By the referee or any other official.
Which they never got. So Brock Lesnar releases the hold.
His own hands to freaking ring it, and which had Brock loosen up on the Kimura lock, which
releasing the hold completely, thinking he won the match, right?
And then Taker did a low blow.
Yeah. The referee was on the timekeeper. Referee was on the timekeeper. Yeah, you don't ring it. I didn't tell you to ring it.
It was a 1 count.
It was a 1 count. I didn't tell you to ring it. Obviously, Charles Robinson didn't see the Undertaker tap, right?
Yes.
And because of that distraction with Lesnar thinking he won the match, which rightfully he did, but it was never official, freaking Taker decided to be a dick to Brock's Beast Incarnates, if you know what I mean. With that low blow, like you were saying. And Taker then applied the freaking Hell's Gate onto Brock once again.
Right. Brock knew he was going to tap out at that point. That's why he just said, fuck it, I'm going to be defiant, and just flipped him the bird.
Before passing out to the Hell's Gate.
For some reason, Netflix has it blurred.
Yeah, but we all know what Brock did. It doesn't matter, right?
Yes.
So yeah, in defiance, being locked in the hold, Brock freaking gave Taker the bird before passing out. Thus, the referee rang the bell and awarded the win by what they announced as submission to The Undertaker, but we all know it was TKO.
Yeah.
So yeah, The Undertaker got revenge on Brock, freaking got the win here. But then after the match, after Taker left the arena, freaking Paul Heyman got on the mic, he's like, no. Everyone saw what happened. Taker did not win. The real winner of this match was Brock Lesnar by sapping out The Undertaker. Which technically Heyman was not wrong, but the record book shows that Taker won this match.
Yep.
So that's why, because of this controversial finish, if you wanted to call it a controversial finish, that's why they had to have one more match, which they did at in their second Hell in a Cell encounter a couple months later. But your thoughts on this one? Since we all know you picked it for this main event, your thoughts on it?
It was a good event. Taker got his win back.
Yeah, controversial or not, Taker still came out with the win on this one.
Everyone doubted the fucking Taker would win. Because they're like, oh, Brock, Taker, Brock, Taker, Brock, Taker, Brock.
Because all of the Undertaker and Brock Lesnar's pay-per-view encounters up to this point, Brock always won or got the victory. They even mentioned that in commentary, right?
Yeah, well, it was either by freaking DQ or whatever.
Because let's face it, in their encounters on pay-per-view since their first encounter, it was a freaking it was a no contest ruling. Their second encounter, Brock won in that Hell in a Cell match at No Mercy. And their third encounter, Brock defeated Taker in that biker chain match a year later at No Mercy 03. Which everyone forgets about, but you know, it's a whatever. And then their fourth encounter at WrestleMania 30, Brock broke the streak. And then now Taker got his win back in their fifth pay-per-view encounter at this point. Right?
Yep.
So yeah, I thought the match was a good way to end the show. But can you imagine if instead of this match, if the main event was the whole Jon Stewart freaking heel turn debacle, that would have soured everyone on the end. Right?
Yeah.
But anyway. Oh yeah, and there was no selling it like you did in 2K jokes this week. I didn't see any no sells at all. Or at least none that I can remember. Right?
Yep.
Anyway, now we go to what I always call our favorite freaking segment of these reviews, and that's our rating system. Sheamus defeating Randy Orton, I gave that one 3 3/4 out of 5.
3.5.
The New Day winning the tag team championships in that 4-way tag team match, I gave that one 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, 3.5.
Rusev and Dolph Ziggler battling to a freaking double count out. I only gave that one 2 1/4 out of 5.
Three.
You enjoyed it more than I did. Neville and Stephen Amell defeating King Barrett and Stardust in that tag match. I gave that one 3 out of 5.
4.
Ryback defeating The Miz and The Big Show to retain their Continental title. I originally had this one as 3 out of 5, but because of that Big Show Swanton Bomb off the top rope, I changed my mind on that one, so that one gets a 3.5 out of 5. So what's your score
4.
on that? Okay. Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns defeating the Wyatt family in that tag match. I gave that one 3 3/4 out of 5.
Four and a half.
Seth Rollins unifying the WWE and United States Championship by defeating John Cena thanks to Jon Stewart's interference. I have to be fair, I gave that one 4 out of 5, and that's only because of what happened before the ending.
4.5.
Team PCB winning that elimination tag team match. I gave that one 3 out of 5.
3.5. It was decent, but it could have been a little bit better.
Kevin Owens defeating Cesaro. I gave that one 3 3/4 out of 5.
I'll give that 3.5.
And in the main event, which saw Undertaker defeat Brock Lesnar, I gave that one a ha 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 out of 5. 5 out of 5 for the real score.
5 out of 5.
Yep. So my personal final grade for SummerSlam 2015 is a B grade. And that's only because of the title unification match, despite the ending, and of course the Lesnar-Taker main event.
A-.
Yep. So yeah, if there was any matches I would recommend you go back and watch from this show, it would probably be the WWE and United States Championship unification match, and obviously the Brock versus Taker main event. You can go without seeing the rest of it.
No.
Would you agree on that?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. So now, that's our thoughts. That's our review and thoughts on SummerSlam 2015. Now, we go to my choice next week. And, this one I know we haven't done before, and I thought about it all week. So, I figure instead of a crap main event or a show that has only like 1 or 2 good matches on the card, even if it's meme worthy, I decided, okay, I want to watch a show that's considered great from start to end. And it is summertime, and we are doing classic SummerSlam reviews. And, I already know you're probably going to figure it out based on this question, but, when we were watching the beginning of this event, and Jon Stewart told Mick Foley that you're going to be interviewing Brock, and he said, I thought you said Rock.
Oh, God damn it.
What does Brock and Rock have to do with SummerSlam?
Oh, my God.
Other than that segment.
Why?
I think you know what I'm talking about. We're going to be reviewing SummerSlam 2002 next week.
Yeah.
Featuring the WWE Undisputed title on the line between Brock Lesnar and The Rock.
Yes.
Brock and Rock. Not only that, but also on this card, we have Shawn Michaels versus Triple H in that unsanctioned match, which was Shawn Michaels' first match since WrestleMania 14. Right? Which that is considered many by as a great contest. Right?
No.
And we get to see a classic between Kurt Angle and Rey Mysterio, Ric Flair versus Jericho, an underrated gym between Van Dam and Benoit. Yeah, match. And we also get to see Taker versus Test on this show. And this SummerSlam is considered by many as one of the best SummerSlams out there. So we're really going to put that theory to the test next week. Right? I just love your reaction, like, why? God damn it. I take it you didn't like that show at all, did you?
It was decent.
Yeah, but well, guess I don't know. I guess we'll see if your opinion on it changes next week or not when we watch it back to review.
My pinata? In my opinion, Sid English not working for you very well.
Whatever. When has Sid English ever worked out for me? I mean, instead of saying did, I accidentally said lid. For fuck's sake, and you had to call me out on that. So yeah, we will be reviewing SummerSlam 2002 next week. So until then, we will talk to y'all later. Peace.
Deuces.